Introduction. My book Timeless Tweets 2000 of May 2021, which contains a commentary on life and over 2000 tweets, is presented as videos in YouTube. This is one such video. Chapter 21. The relationship between parents and their children settled abroad, say USA, rests on flimsy grounds: effortless communication through advanced technology may give an okay feeling for some years. The children may continue to conduct the usual religious rituals without knowing their import. More mechanical than with fervor as time passes by. It is another point if you ask as to how far these are performed in the right manner in the home country itself. In the long run, with changing times, atrocious fashion trends, crossbreed marital relationships, and consequent induction of alien babies into the fold, the current relations will deteriorate slowly but surely, dumping all the cherished values of your from the country of birth into the backyard and beyond. And none can be blamed except probably the weighty dollar. Advice may enter through one ear and leave through the other. But what hurts will be remembered. That is where punishment scores. The government, while publicizing the do's and don'ts for COVID containment, should follow this principle ruthlessly, unmindful of voter effect. If couples have identical views, they get on well. If views parallel, they can still get on well, because parallel lines never collide. But if clearly divergent views, the differences will increase in geometrical proportion till they fall apart. This pattern is imported. In recent days, there appears to be a slowdown in COVID incidents in Tamil Nadu and elsewhere. But then there is reportedly a second surge after a pause in some parts of the world. We too in Tamil Nadu have elections in the offing. During election time, there will be overcrowding everywhere and government departments will be working under stress. Ministers will be under conditions of extreme anxiety. What future holds for us, only COVID knows. 35-year-old woman in Haryana confined to loo for 1.5 years by husband, rescued by. A report in Times of India of 15th October 20th. Timely Act saves 73-year-old man kept in freezer. TOI of 14th, 2 cases are reported. How many more such cases are there still? We don't know. Probably, govs must conduct surprise checks of toilets and freezers. Between faith and reason, usually faith takes the upper hand, reason not supported by faith or enforced by law takes back seat. If there is a tussle, it is a ticklish situation. COVID, for example. Some may feel God will take care of everything. Why elaborate caution? Government in a fix. From Times View in TOI of 22 Oct, Reg COVID. An important part of electioneering is meeting prospective customers and holding mass meetings. But in these extraordinary times, safety protocols are non-negotiable and should take precedence. True. But who is to bell the cat? Ordinary bombs are an incentive to war. Nuclear bombs a deterrent. The speakers who make others laugh draw more crowds than those who seek to make them think. The reasons are not far to seek. If you are silent for long, with eyes closed, you may be thinking of something. If you are also not thinking, you may be sleeping. If you are doing neither, you must be in a state of meditation. Blessed you are. Nightfalls mean onset of silence. Daybreaks herald break of silence. Silence is the nature of the night, but for travesty by civilization that can even beat the quietude of holidays with avenues for explosive enjoyment. Humor works as a harmless medicine and effective remedy for retaining emotional equanimity in the face of trying circumstances. This way, it is a painless medicine and palatable too. Every man or woman, minus his, her name, address, qualification, designation, post or power, or relationship with another, is a nonentity. A baby is a nonentity, to start with, produced by two such nonentities. The whole world is full of such nonentities, and they vehemently discuss everything without knowing who or what they are. What more, it looks as if this can't be avoided either. Our attitude to capital punishment needs rethinking. Death penalty is not actually as cruel as it is made out. Half a dozen executions in a week, not necessarily every week, will send a chill down the spine of all criminals, and crimes will disappear in no time. Control and corruption are like Siamese twins. All the same control becomes necessary to regulate human behavior in public interest. For instance, during the present pandemic, control is necessary, but if corruption that arises is not put down with an iron hand, COVID will surge to unmanageable proportions. For an idea to crystallize, it needs a supportive atmosphere and conducive circumstances. Quoting one in a million case of evidence to the contrary may offer solace to the heart, but not carry conviction with the mind. A seeker of truth is not a runner for prize. Happiness is not his goal, restlessness is not his choice. It is the result of an instinct/urge that cannot be diluted or dislodged with alternatives. A peg or two will not do. Love for fashion recedes with time. Passion for principle hardens till the goal is reached. Ultimately, the cause for all friction can be traced to either clash of interest, lack of understanding, unfounded fear, extreme self-interest, biological compulsion, inbuilt arrogance, or subconscious resistance resulting from previous experience or inherited from birth. So-called negotiation between parties will meet with some or all of these hurdles. A judicious combination of caution, not tainted by fear, and courage, circumscribed by reason, is the solid basis for sound judgment. Affordability decides whether what you need is a necessity or luxury. Otherwise, there is no big difference. Sometimes we are fed up with some people. Sometimes with some situations. And that colors our reaction to the next person or next occasion. This effect lasts till it fades with passage of time or change of atmosphere. It is inconceivable that God would have appeared on earth in human form, avatar, born, brought up, married, got children, and lived for some years, to teach humanity a few lessons in life. Senior citizens are unfortunately not at home with computers and internet. The latter can improve their quality of life substantially with facilities for instant communication with friends/relatives and all-time touch with world news to relieve boredom of loneliness. Most people, not only the very rich, have sizable reserves in finance, and if only they decide, they can jolly well indulge in the pleasant luxury of frequent donations for deserving causes. But we Indians lag behind. foreigners in this regard. As man is governed by fate, probably nations also have theirs. Our election results often prove this. Our politicians are mostly standing monuments of misfortune. Every machine has to be condemned after a certain period. This is true for man also, but he is not prepared to accept it. He valiantly fights till the end with the aid of skilled doctors and sophisticated modern medical equipment till one day he loses the battle inside ICU. Corruption is the most important and yet most neglected subject in our social life. Over time it has gained informal acceptance and is treated like sunrise or sunset. Crores go down the drain. A powerful movement for abolition of corruption is the need of the hour. Fines for minor crimes and gallows for major ones are best. Jail term for crimes in between, but jail terms for long periods make no sense. The convict would have lost his moorings, and it is plain avoidable misery to him and family, with no benefit to society whatsoever. If a person should strive for decades to know the truth about his existence, and even then, this knowledge acquired at last, cannot be transmitted to others easily, that sounds like giving a man an appliance and not showing the user manual. Sounds harsh. If a person approaches you for help, and for good reasons you are unable to help, will it be okay if you try to tell him how the problem which he thinks he has can be solved in no time? Will it look like suggestion made in good faith or atrocious unwanted interference? The same world looks differently to different people, or even to the same people at different times. For example, seeing a film or going for an operation, chatting with friends or facing a menacing creditor. Mood changes like colors of a chameleon. Question hour implies freedom to question. No guarantee of right, relevant, or frank answers. Rhyme beats reason for certain. Television affects near vision. Engrossed in episodes, number of episodes of many serials reaching triple digits, awareness of what is more near and more real is adversely affected. Old age is a blessing as long as you have neither work nor problems. It changes color as a curse when body starts aching and creaking, and there are chances of bones breaking on the slightest pretext. Blessed are they who pass away at the right time. A corollary of corona: when elders live with their children, all of whom work at home or learn at home, they have neither the pleasure of the company of children nor the freedom of being alone. They can't chat or listen to loud music, for instance. When you complain against some major problems in the society, one innocuous question you may face is, "What the hell did you do about this?" The subtle point is that if not a dog barks when you wail, your spirits are down and dashed, and you get nowhere. The orderly occurrence of sunrise and sunset is amazing. But the frequent visitation of natural calamities is bewildering, perplexing, mysterious, and vexatious. All too complex for intellectual analysis of Creator's intentions. And so the river flows. Religions do not show us the way for freedom from suffering. Only they teach us how to face it or forget it. Any intoxicant can do that. A man in constant realization of the uncertainties in life will not be perturbed seriously by misfortunes when they strike. There are two striking differences between cinema and TV serials. In serials there are plenty of Brahmin villains, also there are more vills than villains. If anybody were to cut a man to pieces, roast him, add salt and spice to taste, and eat him, that will sound very cruel. But we do much the same to birds and animals. May be inevitable in real life as part of food supply and demand chain, but it is cruel all the same. Those who believe in God fall into two categories. In the event of a catastrophe in personal life, some ask why this to me, and are satisfied with karma theory. Some others agitate why this, oh God? They mean to anybody, and wonder how the bad karma ever occurred at all. There are some gifted people who can neither lead a team nor follow a leader, lone tillers. You crave for public gaze and popularity when anonymous, and once popular strive for anonymity. Positive thinking is good, but the negative side of positive thinking is that it blurs the view of the bad and the sad, and thus blunts the verve to set wrong things right. Some people resent/reject all advice on the ground that they too have brains. This is not right. The correctness of any decision can be affected by insufficient/incorrect data, intentional misrepresentation, heat of emotion, prejudice, or other subconscious influence. Liberal sanction of loans by financial agencies is like animal breeding. Often we breed only to kill. Peace of mind depends on what certificate you get from your wife, and not what degree, medal, award, or honor some others may bestow on you. Find out where you can get coaching. That I don't know. Thank you for reading.